Good evening and welcome to my live stream. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and I'm glad that you found me. I'm here to talk about CPS. It's a government agency that is found in every state and every county around the country. And also, I have about 30 other countries that have called in about their CPS problems. I call CPS the Child Protection Agency. They've been around since the 60s when they got formed, and they didn't have laws until the 70s. And then in the 90s and the 2000s, they finally was able to get the ball rolling protecting our children. But what's happened lately, a lot of things have changed. Now we see that that people are no longer um, uh, the children no longer being protected. So with that being said, um, I'm here to help you with several things. One, it's very important that when you involve a CPS, that you have an attorney. Now, I work for an attorney named Vincent W. Davis. He's been fighting CPS for over 30 years and gotten thousands of children back. He's a longtime advocate against CPS. CPS doesn't like him. In fact, he uses his shows as educational for the social workers. But he's schooled and educated in law and family law, juvenile law, and he's a trial attorney. He also does lawsuits, and he can get for the lawsuit win millions of dollars. You have to understand that CPS is $1 trillion business. They make money as soon as a child is abducted. They talk about trafficking, all kinds of trafficking. CPS is one of the biggest agencies that gets away with child trafficking. They will take a child for no reason. They'll take a child because they get money every time they have a child in custody. I have 6 children, and 3 of them were taken from me in 2015. And they were getting $20,000 for each child. That's $30,000 a month. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Anyway, I'm here to help you relate my experience, to help you fight CPS and answer your questions and concerns. Now, I've been working for 61 years, so I have a lot of life skills that I can give you and so forth. And so I'm here to help you, but remember, you need a real attorney to defend you in court. Now, to find an attorney, it does take some time. And that's my first rule, is have an attorney. Now, the located attorney is that you have to do some research. And you want to use either Google Chrome or use Chat GPT, and that can help you. That can help you. And so, with that being said, you want to have the right format. So you start off with the city, the state, and if you're from a country, you start off with the city, the province, and the country. After the state or country, you put the letters CPS. What that does, it filters everything from that city in that area regarding CPS. Now, if you want to further filter it after CPS, you put down you're looking for a pro bono attorney, you're looking for help about a court or about a perspective about something. That's what you need to look at. That's what you need to look at. And so that research for attorney, what you want to do is find 3 of them that you can get quotes from. It's very important to have 3 of anything. Anytime you're shopping or looking around, you should get 3 of something. And what you do is you search on that internet and you'll find 3 people. And what you do is you look at the web pages and see which person, if they mention CPS, then explore it a little bit longer. You're going to ask two questions when you contact their attorney. So you search, and let's say you find 5 good ones. It's really only need 3 quotes. So I always say get 5 because maybe the other ones, the phone number is no good or they're too busy. So anyway, you ask these 2 questions. The first question is, what is their background? So you ask them, are they a family law juvenile attorney and has fought CPS cases and won? If the answer is yes, you go to the second question. And then you further ask them, have they ever done a lawsuit against CPS and won? The answer to both those questions is yes. Then that sets you up that you want to meet with that attorney and see how the chemistry is and see all the fees and so forth. Now, one of the attorneys I suggest you contact is Vincent W. Davis. Now, he can be contacted at the law firm at 888-888-6582. And that's where you can contact him there. And if your case is in LA County, for instance, his retainer for that area is $5,000. His hourly rate is $550. But he will go to other states, other counties. I mean, he'll fly to Virginia or where it is like that. There's added expenses when he goes out of his area. He has to sometimes pay for per diem for accommodations and food and incidentals. Also need ground transportation and air transportation to get there. So those 2 questions are important. Once you get yes to those 3 of the 5, then you want to set up a time to meet with them. Hello there, Lisa Bartley. Lisa Bartley is from Montana. So nice to see you, Lisa. So nice to see you the other day. She's a single mom who lost a custody battle with her son and it was given to the biological father. Her criminal charges were dropped and she has no longer criminal charges. They were trying to charge her and they broke her door down and hopefully they repaired the door. But Lisa, Bartley, what do you have for me tonight? What do you have for me? I met a person this morning from Scotland. Stewart was her last name, Heather Stewart. And she says she's from Scotland and she has a horrible CPS case. And she's going to call me tonight or tomorrow to be on the show, all the way from Scotland. I do have people that do call in regularly. And they do talk about the case. It's sometimes a little bit easier to do so. Sometimes it's easy to do so there. But it's a hard situation to be in. It really is. I went through it in 2015. It took me 3 years before I got my kids back, or 2 years. 2 years, and I didn't have an attorney the first year, but I got an attorney the second year, and I'm glad I did. His name was Vincent W. Davis. Did an excellent job. Do you want a real good attorney and a fair price? Talk to Vincent Davis. Talk to Vincent Davis. Now, I'd like to go in more about the child protection services. See, it's hard right now because if you guys ask me questions, I can gear the discussion to your questions. But the Child Protection Services government agency, a lot of them are corrupt. They lie and they will steal money. They will steal money. They're not fair. They don't care, about parents. And it's hard. That's why you need that attorney who can set up things and help defend you. And so you can get your kids the To do your civil rights case, I don't know. You'd have to um, contact him and talk to him. He's at 888-888-6582. Maybe you can talk to him. And doing your lawsuit, he's going to have the added expense of air transportation, ground transportation, and accommodations and food. So he'll have those four things. That'll be part of his fee. But what I would do is I'd call him first. Make sure you tell him that Bob Pace sent you and that you want to hire him to do a civil lawsuit in Montana. And he can firm up the price to you. Um, but that should work, Lisa. That should work. Oh, wow. Your son set up a GoFund me now for that. Oh, I'm so glad. I thought your son was only, it must be your older son because your younger son is the one that's only 5 years old, I think. I think your younger son is 5 and your older son, that's great that he wants to help and set up a GoFund. Yeah, for some of you that don't know what a GoFundMe account is, where people set up an account to get money donated to help them with their struggles on something. And so I'm so glad, Lisa, that you still want to fight it. Am I correct about that? It's your older son that wants to do the GoFundMe? Now, another thing about CPS, I always use the example. If you remember the story of Alice in Wonderland, well, Alice is in her backyard and she falls down in the rabbit hole and she wonders. She meets the Chester cat who sent her from room to room to room. And it's so fun in games. But a GoFundMe is a good idea, and I really would hope that would work. Yeah, I've developed 5 rules. One of them was to get an attorney. So when you get it narrowed down to the 3 attorneys you want, you can take all 3 of them into the. Okay. Um, Back to my rules. We're talking about getting an attorney. After you set up a time to meet with the attorney and they answered both your questions, yes, you want to establish chemistry. Because you don't have chemistry, you won't do well with the attorney. Now, I'll give you an idea of ballpark pricing. If your case is in LA County, which is next door to Orange County in California, Vincent's retainer rate is 5,000. His hourly is $550 per hour. Now, it's important that you get the best price because nothing's more sad that if a person went for the order and didn't keep the okay. Once you secure an attorney, your life would be so much better. I waited too long. I took a year before I hired Vincent. Money was a problem, but I had my home, and so I sold my home, a quick sale of my home, and I really sold it underrated what it's worth. And I put all my money in my home, my 7-digit figure after I paid off the mortgages and stuff. Didn't leave me much. Left me with about 6-digit figures to have him defend my case and get my kids back. Now, my kids were, I have 6 children. 3 of them were taken. At the time, they were 9, 12, and 15. And it's sad that they took money. It really was. And anybody that's listening, you can call in at 626-698-0990. And you'll get me live on the show. Now, I can only talk on the show. And you call the office at 888-888-6582. Then you need to ask for extension 404, which is me. And you don't have to use that live number. Kind of slow tonight. I was hoping we have more people in this room. We had up to 6 people, but other people check in and hear the same story. And I'm not trying to be the same story, but it helps to when people call in and request something. I want to help them. I want to help them. Now, in my case, I lost my job in 2010. That was a hard thing to swallow. I lost my forever home in 2017. And even right now, I'm struggling, trying to make ends meet. But after 5 years, of repeated accusations, phone calls by the social service workers, they finally got the help of a police detective. He got me. What happened was is he was following my pattern, and he got to know where I dropped my son off at school and followed me. So he came down. Um, how it happened with me because they came out for 5 years, and I would tell them there's nothing wrong. My children are being fed, and um, nothing like that. They couldn't find anything. It wasn't until 2015 when they got the police involved. And when the police showed up, well, how it happened is that they actually pulled me over with a fake traffic violation. See, the policeman has black and white, but the detective did not have black and white. I knew I wouldn't stop for a strange guy there, so he gave the Now, when they pulled me over, I stopped, and that's when the detective approached me. He ordered me home. I could have said, just write me a ticket. I need to pick up my wife. She's downtown. He wouldn't let me do that, so she had to hang around. And that was another mistake. I should have just said, if this is a legal matter, I need to have my attorney present. You're going to write me up, write me up, write me a ticket, issue a ticket. But I thought, it'd be safe. And I said, okay, you come back to the house. Little did I know what would happen. And not only that, back in my house, there was 5 firemen to check out a smoke detector. I can't believe they do all that. And there's 2 code enforcement officers, and they found that the gate was loose, the screws need tightening, and that the maintenance, the landscaping of the home here was let go. But if you don't know, you don't see these things, it's hard for you to see for a table of 6. I think it's the biggest we've ever had is 6. Mm. So, like a fool, let them in the house. That's a no-no. You never want to let them in your house. And now I'm looking scanning here. We've had Lisa Bartley tonight come into the room, and she's the only one talking tonight. A lot of you may have other things going on. I don't know. I don't know. And thank you for the emoji, the thumbs up. That was great. Appreciate that. So they followed me home, ordered me home, and I opened up the house, and that was the next biggest mistake I made. Now they've been to my home many times. They've seen my home. I've taken them and shown around. But what had changed recently was I had had the contents of my parents' home in the home I was sorting them. My parents had died, and they'd asked me, could I put the furniture to our relatives and our friends and family and so forth. I said I'd work on it. So I used the living room. It's a big house. Every child, it was a 4-bedroom house. Every child had a bedroom and a bathroom. And it was never interfere with them or they experience anything with some stuff. So I let them in the house. And as I say, that was a big mistake. He said it's cluttered because you have too many things there. And I wish I had the funds. I could have gotten a rental place and rented this stuff, but I didn't have enough stuff to do so. So they went through the house, and the sad part was everybody had combat boots, and they started getting the carpet dirty. So we don't allow shoes in the house. Then they had some white furniture, and they stepped on it and broke the bamboo. There was no care the way they were ransacking the house. They checked out the smoke detector. There's nothing wrong with that. Checked out the fire extinguisher to check to make sure the pool was locked. There's a deadbolt, and there's a gate around the pool. So all the things are supposed to be there, pass the flying colors. Code enforcement, as I said, found a loose fence and they recommended being tightened up. And then they recommended um, they were going to do the recommendation of where they took my children. How they took my children is they went to the school and picked them up. My children were traumatized by that because they didn't know what was going on. They don't explain to the children how it's going or anything else. They don't do that. And I'm hoping that my camera doesn't stop so much there. Welcome. We see more people in the room. I wish people would use their names and tell the city and state or the city and country they're from. But it's a hard thing to actually go through it and seeing what I saw then. If I follow my rules, I never would have had my kids taken. Would never had them taken. So with the kids, they put them in a shelter. And the shelter was bad. It was full of cockroaches. It was dirty. It was cramped. And their idea of schooling was reading a book. Their play yard was next to the Orange Orange County Juvenile Prison. So they could talk to the prisoners. There was no protection for our children. There's also beehives and they were attacking the children. So that environment was terrible. We went and visited them that first night and tried to talk to them, but it was a miserable experience. They were worried they think they were going to abandon them. Mhm. Mm. So that week, we went in to look where we could put our children at. They said they adamantly were not safe in the home. The home was safe. They just wanted that $20,000 per child, $60,000 per month. My son is staying with Kelly right here where we live. It's sad because they're causing parental alienation. Oh, that's so sad. Now, I forgot who Kelly is. Lisa, I forgot who Kelly is. He turned 6 in January. Is that your youngest there? Um, oh, it's just a friend. I thought you said it was your son that wanted to set up. The biological father has been stalking me again. What you need to do is you need to get a restraining order against the father. Of course, that doesn't help you. You won't get to see your son. He sits outside his car in my house. You need to take pictures and keep track of it. Hello, Christina Reynoso. Wow, I finally get to see you. And the comments are just coming in now. I don't know why they didn't come in earlier. Yours is 619, which is not too long ago. She sent a flower. That was nice, Christina. Lisa says, Bob, I'm not calling in right now only because I'm having chest pains. It's okay. You don't have to call in. And there's JD. I haven't seen you in a long time, JD. It's good to see you. Well, I took time off, but I'm back. And when was this? Well, it was in January, February. January, February. I came back on Saturday, the 28th of February. I did 3 shows Sunday, the 28th, one show the 3 shows 29th, one show the 28th, and 3 on the 1st. And now I'm doing 3 again. My show times, by the way, have changed now. We have 6 a.m., 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it's 8, 1, and 6. So that's what's new. It's 3 shows a day. 3 shows a day. Elisa says, Bob, do I have to have money for the attorney for my son's case when the foster person neglected my son and broke his femur problem? Well, you don't have to have money for an attorney, but if you want an attorney to work for you, you got to pay him. Now, there's pro bono attorneys, but I don't know if we're much luck finding them in your area, Montana. And that's why you need to do the GoFundMe account or come up money otherwise. You need someone that knows the laws, that knows how to win a case. And what else you saying, Bob? Do I have to have money for the attorney for my son's for the civil suit? Yes, even if you would defend him there. Yeah, I remember your foster person, but isn't he back now with your with his biological dad? Right, he's back with the man that raped you, right? Okay, yes. All right. Okay. I think I got it straight in here. Do you have any medical reports of your femur bone being broken, your son's femur bone being broken? That'll help support your case. Oh, wow. You haven't seen it since 25th. What was the court order? How did the court order, when it was awarded to the biological father of your child, what were your visitation rights? What was ordered by the court, Lisa? What was ordered by the court? Lisa's going to check into that. Wait a minute. You got to have a court order. They just don't award a child to the biological father. You got to get the court order from the court. It's public record. You're entitled to it. You're a part of it. What did they say would happen to you? I know you said the criminal charges would drop, but what about you? What was the court order against you? You were, um, you need to go to the clerk in the court, and ask for a printout of the court order. If you can't afford it, you can put in a form that will waive the fee for the court order. Well, yeah, family law or Yes, family law attorney will work. You have a copy of the court order. Well, in the copy of the court order, what does it say in visitations with your son? Yes, you can do that. You can do that. Okay, my email is bobp@vincentwdavis.com. They've changed it again because they reopened my email account and redid my Vonage phone account. So, well, you're the biological mother. You're entitled to visitations with your son. They should have said something like that. Okay, I'm going to put my email up. There's my email that y'all should write down and you can send it to me. It's bobp@vincentwdavis.com. And that's my email there. Oh, good. You just sent me an email. That sounds good. I'll check. Let me go check. Okay. That's a good email. It's going to take some time, Lisa, to read it. Okay. But you're not even mentioned in the beginning. So why is that? I don't understand why you're not mentioned in there. You should have been mentioned in there because it should. It's if it's the case. Did you ever get caught up in a case, present it to the judge? I thought you said you had a CPS case, or did they confuse it with the criminal case? You're supposed to ask for custody, and something happened to you, and you didn't get the custody there. So I'll read it further, Lisa, but it looks like you've messed up there. That's why you need an attorney because you're not even listed on the court paper at all. That is really tragic for you, Lisa. Um, yeah, as I say, I'll look at the order. It'll take me some time and stuff. Okay. I know that it's tough for all of you out there to talk about your case, but feel free to post a comment or the call in. My email's gone, so I need to put um, call Bob Pace. Where to say there? Here we go. All right, I put my number back up. I had put my email back up there too. So oh my goodness. But Lisa, you could still, if you didn't have an attorney, you could still protest CPS. You could have still done that. They railroaded you out. That's why you have nothing. That's why you have no visitation. They've ruined it. It says a child in need, meaning they were trying to trash you, Lisa, say you didn't exist. And that's wrong. You did exist. And that's really wrong. A child in need is terrible. Hello there, Rocket Man Rocky. I haven't talked to you since the other day, but it's nice you came back again. Rocky, I think it's from Rocky, are you from New York and has a brother in Virginia? Is that it? Rocky, is that because you case was New York and your brother was in Virginia? Right, there you go. I remembered it. Yeah. Your case is in New York, yes. And your brother was wrongly accused and wrongly messed up there in Virginia. Okay, glad to see you back. You're coming into the end of my show here because I have Lisa that's been talking and Rocky, and I see Lisa's problem. She let them railroad her out of the child protection system. I guess CPS never contacted the mother. Never contacted the mother, which is sad. Um, yes, your brother's wrongfully convicted. Well, look what Lisa Montana happened to her. She lost her son, went to the biological father, and she wasn't even to discuss the report because the attorney he hired made it look like she doesn't exist as a child in need. You could have contacted the child protection, put a demand the child be returned to you. I'm really surprised you didn't do that, Lisa. Or do you talk to anyone in CPS? You talk to anyone in CPS? Anything new you want to ask me, Rocket, or anybody else in the room? All I get is your name and then the city and state or the country, city and the country. and I can help you. Oh, wow. Well, you should have filled out the paperwork yourself. This is terrible news. She told the attorney to do that. I wanted and returned to my care, and she wouldn't fill out the paperwork. Oh, I'm glad you filed a complaint with the Virginia DHP. You should definitely you need to follow up on that complaint. When you make a complaint, it's very important you follow up. You got to follow up with a complaint. Virginia is a bad state. You got to be careful of Virginia. They have a new a Democrat governor that just hates the Republican. I hate to say it, a lot of states are corrupt and bad. Isn't safe. Hi, Aaron. You're from Tennessee. I remember you. You're Aaron and Michael. Welcome tonight to my live stream. Good. More complaints, the better off you are, Rocky. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. What do you have for me, Aaron? Lisa. It's like an inside job that paid her off or something. She was scared and intimidated. Oh boy, that even sounds terrible. Undermining government. I mean, it's terrible the government is so undermined. I know Doge is trying to figure it all out, all the corruption and everything. Um, I keep bouncing around here in this live stream. Um, I'll be glad when my computer's back. Yeah, Lisa says hello, Aaron. You know Aaron, she's from Tennessee. Aaron and Michael has a terrible case there in Tennessee. Wow. I'm surprised, Rocket Man, that the problem happened underneath a Republican governor. I know you're very much a Republican. You're against the Democrats. But that's surprised that that happened to you. Oh, well, the other day you said it was Aaron and Michael. I'm confused. Um, I remember I don't know, was Michael on too at the same time, Aaron? I'm really confused now. Yes, you should always file a complaint with DHS, but you got to follow up. And Rocky says hello, Lisa from Montana, and Rocky lives in New York. Okay, all right, and um, Lisa Bartley is in Colorado. A pretty good memory, even though I've been doing this now for 2 years, over 2 years. Well, we have about 8 minutes left of the show. What else you guys like to talk about? Oh, we have a new person, Sarah Martinez. Welcome, Sarah. And you're from where are you from? I don't know where you're from. You have a 6-month-old, and your whereabouts is unknown. You have a missing child. Was that a CPS matter? Was the child taken by CPS or what happened? What happened? Can you fill me in more about what you're trying to do so I can help you? Yep, New York is becoming more corrupt. Well, they got that crazy governor now. I don't know what's going to happen to that state. It always is bad. They hate anybody there. Okay, you're from El Paso, Sarah. Well, welcome from Sarah from El Paso. And you don't need to give me your phone number. You can call in. Sarah, you can call in to my number 626-698-0990. And you can talk live. You can talk live. And we can try to help you. She was removed. You're the child you're looking for, and locations unknown. Well, what happened? Was this a case where they took the child, CPS does, and doesn't have anything to do with you? I don't understand what had happened, Sarah, from El Paso. Yes, I agree. The child abuse, psychological. Yes, that is something you have to be aware of. You have to be aware of that. Well, I have about 6 minutes left. We're kind of got a lot of conversations going, which is nice. We have Rocket Man from New York. We have Sarah Martinez, who's new tonight from El Paso. And then we have Lisa. Um, and Lisa is from Montana, Lisa Bartley. And she has a 5-month-old son that was now awarded to the biological father. And he's stalking Lisa, and Lisa somehow they kept her off out of the paperwork. I don't know how that ever happened. Lisa, I really don't know how that ever happened. Now, very at the beginning of the show, we had someone come on the other night that was new, but I don't see them again. Let me see what their name was. Um, oh wow, we got a call. Okay, I got to end my show now. I want to thank Sarah Martinez for calling in and talking about her case of a missing child in El Paso. Rocky, I want to thank Rocky to give me an update and what he's doing to protect his brother Virginia. He's from New York. Rocky is. Lisa, sorry you couldn't hear me for a moment. I have to figure. I'm using my phone right now till my computer's fixed, and so that's why you couldn't hear me, Lisa. But I'm back here. But thank you so much. You need to call in more. We need to talk more, Lisa. I'm going to read that document you sent me and see what I can do to help you on that. You see here, Aaron, it's so good to hear from you from Tennessee. Thank you for calling in. We have Aaron from Tennessee. Okay, we already talked about Lisa from Montana, Rocky from New York. And then we have, who else we have here? JD. JD, is good to hear from him. JD's from Los Angeles, I think. That's where JD's from. And Christina Reynoso from Las Vegas, Nevada. She was called in. That was so good to hear from Christina. She's done some really good things with a lot of people and stuff. Really good things. Well, there's going to be a short video you're going to look at when I drop off the stage here. Please listen to the video. It was good talking to you all. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. This is Bob Pace signing off.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last one.